morning. It's actually, for me, it's almost like afternoon, kind of, technically, if you think about my schedule, but I did sleep in till like 5:50 today, and I just took it kind of slow today. It's 9:30, heading down to the track right now. Gonna do some more extensive sprinting today. No cleats in the gray fly nets today, just so I can save my legs, because we are going to be weight resistance training legs. So wearing non-metal spikes is going to take some of the strain off of my posterior accelerators so that I can more thoroughly engage them when I go to lift heavy weight today. But yeah, that's the plan. Just thrash the system. Gonna more extensive sprint interval training since I have the time. I've already been moving around a lot today because I was waiting for it to warm up, because again, it's just been really damn cold in the mornings for whatever reason. I'll see if I can get a couple reps on camera here, but we'll see. My plan is to do just 35 minutes straight. I've really been liking the 55-meter sprints. I feel like that's like kind of the sweet spot for distance for me. And for whatever reason, it just gets my metabolism burning like a furnace. Like I ate like 650 grams of carbs yesterday, like 3,500 calories, and I lost half a pound. And I didn't even really feel like my activity level, my expenditure was that high yesterday. Like my expenditure today is going to be much, much higher. So maybe I should shoot for like 4,000 calories, maybe like 800 carbs. We'll see. But I'll pick you back up when I get to the track. All right, we made it to the fucking track. I think I'm just gonna walk a couple laps to start. Again, like I said, I'm really taking it slow today. I'm enjoying a lot of the serenity of this Saturday. Taking it slow, milking it up. Yeah, just keep moving. I'm like a shark. If I stop moving, I'll die. Not really, but I just feel better when I'm moving around. But yeah, I'm probably gonna circle the track a little bit, then get into these sprints. Probably give you guys a couple reps. Probably a couple at the beginning, a couple at the end, just to show the struggle, pain, and fight, and the wherewithal to not quit, even if you're feeling like garbage, you know. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. But I'll see you when I get into my strike packs. That's what I'm calling them now, because you know each rep is a package, and your foot is striking the ground every time that you stride. I think it sounds pretty cool. I'm actually gonna warm up today, everything. Gonna do my tib raises, gonna do my max isometric quad pull pushes. Yeah, that doesn't really make sense. And then my hamstring world greatest stretches, max isometric contraction. But something I briefly wanted to touch on that I just thought about is most people that are living in this world are actually starving themselves. You could be obese and you could be starving. And let me explain that concept a little further. And the way that this is your micronutrient intake. Most people are not getting enough micronutrients in their daily RDIs total. So ultimately, they're consuming just a bunch of empty calories, which is not actually giving their body the fuel it needs, which in turn is actually just why your body is putting this excess adipose tissue on your body to try and mitigate the damage that is being done through ultimately this starvation. Amount of low quality food that's in circulation right now, it's tearing us apart. And if you have poor gut health, you have everything else stems from the gut. So if your gut isn't healthy, wrap it up. You don't have a brain, you don't have a body, all that. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to detail that super quick before I got into my warm-up. Yeah, I didn't bring my tripod, so I got it set up on my water bottle. We got a different little lower angle today. But yeah, I'll get you guys the first 4 and then the last 4. Just got done with sprints. It's time to go on a manic fucking rant right now. Now I'm awake. Now the brain's firing. Now the body's firing on all fucking cylinders. My brain is clear. My spirit is freed. I exiled my physical flesh to a degree that it's never felt before. 76 reps of 55-meter sprints in less than 30 minutes. 2.6 miles of holding a sprint pattern. Why are you jogging? You need to be living in the extremes of life. You either need to be sprinting or you need to be walking. Jogging is a feeble exercise. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Every single action that you take is sending a signal to your body of who you are. If you're sprinting, what is that going to signal to your body? You're a hunter. You're chasing after prey. You're diligent. You go after what you want. And if you're walking, you're telling your body, hey, I'm at rest. I can be calm. I can relax. Right? But if you're jogging, you're just stuck in between the two. It's like anything else in life. Why would you ever want to be average? Why would you ever want to be like anyone else? Don't you want to be unique? Don't you want to stand out? That's why I get so frustrated when I'm online and I see this fucking peptide pandemic going around where everyone thinks that in order to improve their circumstances, improve their life to the greatest degree possible, they think they gotta pin some shit in them in order to achieve a result. What do you think I just did? I just made my own fucking natural peptides. I told my thyroid, hey, let's wake the fuck up! I'm burning fat like a fucking furnace. I'm just frustrated, man. I'm frustrated. I don't like seeing people being hopeless, thinking that they can't achieve the results that they want in this lifetime without some form of assistance that is exogenous, without some form of assistance that's fucking exogenous from their body. Everything that you need is endogenous, inside you, produced inside you. You don't need a fucking needle. And if you do that shit, you're, again, like I said, every single fucking action is intertwined. It's sending a signal, not only to yourself, but everyone around you. People can sense that shit is fucking fake. That the things that you have achieved, the things that you own are leased. They're fucking rented. You don't get to keep that shit. The second you stop, it's gone. It's over. You're not disciplined. It's not from within. It's not authentic. People can feel your fucking authenticity in every single thing that you can do. In every single thing that you do. People can feel when you have real passion for something. People can feel when you're giving your full 100% effort. And if you aren't seeing the results right now, but you're doing the fucking work, it'll come. It'll come. The fastest way to any result is slow and steady. Again, I said it in one of my earlier posts. People have such unrealistic expectations of things. They think that everything is supposed to be fucking handed to them in 1 month of starting something. That's not how it fucking is. You need to put the fucking time in. We are on this earth for, if you do everything right, hopefully a century. So many people live to 100. But even if you don't have that many years, the fucking median average age is what? Like fucking 81, 82 in the US, something like that. And you're freaking the fuck out because you don't have the results you want in 2 months. Put some fucking time in anything. You need to have the mindset that I'm not gonna get what I want for 3 decades, for 30 years. Think about how fucking good it's gonna feel when you actually achieve that, because it took so long and you put so much fucking time into it and you eventually got it. But not because you're doing it for other people, because you want external validation, but because it's intrinsic. It's inside you that you're called to do that thing. Whatever it is. And you know what that is. You know what that is. If you actually take time to reflect and say, what am I on this planet to fucking do? Right? We all have our own unique talents. And some people blunt them and squander them by trying to fit in with the crowd and be like everyone else. Because it's hard. It's hard to stand out. Because, you know, sometimes you might feel embarrassed because you don't have a pack to back you up, back your actions up. It takes strength, it takes courage, it takes bravery. But those are all characteristics that demand and command respect. And that's what every action should be based off. What decision is going to give me the most internal self-respect, self-bravery, self-courage? Because at the end of the day, your internal projects and bleeds into the external, right? Everything is a projection of your internal environment. That's life. The people you attract, that's your magnetism. If you're constantly surrounded by negative people, probably take a step back and reassess. Your internal environment is probably off in terms of everything. Your spirit, your gut, your brain, everything. You need to take a step back, look at your habits, look at your actions. What am I doing? What am I signaling to myself? Who am I? You have to know yourself. You have to be your own best friend. Every single action should be propelling you forward to who you want to be. All right? That's all I have. All right, just hopping into the training clips here now. I think my topic of conversation during this is going to be on nutrient partitioning I've been kind of holding off on making a post on nutrient partitioning on the more short form social media apps as well as YouTube shorts, just because I want to collect my thoughts and be a little bit more knowledgeable on the topic before I export any information out there. So my main thesis and hypothesis that I've been testing on my own is that nutrient partitioning is the greatest single thing that you can optimize for in order to increase a more appealing body composition overall. And nutrient partitioning simply is a description of where your body is sending the nutrients to whenever you eat. Your body can either send it to the muscle to fuel your glycogen stores, or you could be sending it to adipose tissue gain. And there's many factors that go into determining how this process works, how efficient it is, and how powerful it is. The first factor that I'd say is most important is probably your insulin sensitivity, or how responsive your body is to the release of insulin. As we all know, insulin is primarily released endogenously when we consume exogenous carbohydrates, and most people demonize insulin, but they don't really know the purpose that it serves, because all they know is diabetics are insulin resistant, which means their body does not use insulin effectively. Thus, the perception that it increases adipose tissue when insulin is actually the most anabolic hormone that you have in your body. You need to be consuming your highest glycemic carbs around your training. And if you're not training, none of this actually matters to you. Like if you are the average person that doesn't work out, doesn't exercise, doesn't train, you should never eat carbohydrates, because you have no need for any fast acting energy. You're not doing any sort of anaerobic capacity work. Even people that walk, they should not be eating carbs. Carbs are only useful when expressing explosive, powerful, short bursts of, like I said, anaerobic activity. Another factor to take into consideration is your blood glucose levels. Jesus, I can't talk. Your blood glucose levels. So when you wake up in the morning, your blood glucose is going to be at its highest point throughout the day, just because you haven't been moving around, you haven't done anything. So at the bare minimum, you need to be going on a 10-minute walk, 10-minute pace, whatever you want to call it, in order to drop your blood glucose so your body can actually partition the nutrients effectively, whether that's carbohydrates, fats, or protein, regardless. But circling back to my previous point, my hypothesis that nutrient partitioning is king when it comes to body composition is two people could eat the same exact amounts of food at maintenance, 3,000 calories, yet one person sends the nutrients into their muscles and another person sends the nutrients to fat storage. They're going to look completely different. And I believe as well that if you are leveraging this bodily pathway, that you should in theory be able to eat more, because if your body's just sending all the nutrients to your muscle, if you can ever maximize this process enough to the point where that happens, you could theoretically eat whatever you wanted and not gain an ounce of fat if you can hijack your biology and get your body to send every single thing that you eat into the muscle. No one would ever gain any fat. Now, obviously, body fat is not bad whatsoever. There's a healthy range that you must maintain in order for bodily processes in your hormones. But the grotesque factor is when it's in excess or when it's paired with low muscle mass, low bone mass. All these hardened tissues are the ones that actually command respect from the other animals in your environment, the other organisms, I should say. But it's because these tissues that are more hard and dense, like bone, connective tissue, and muscle, are much more metabolically expensive to keep around, just because if your lifestyle doesn't match what you're trying to achieve, your body's never going to keep it around. And that pretty much goes for anything intertwined in this life. Your body is such a moldable, adaptable machine that you can pretty much coax it into giving you whatever result you want, but you have to know how to actually trigger the mechanisms that it needs to be invoked in order to get the result that you desire. And most people, they focus more on the process of things rather than what actually provides the result that they're looking for their body, because every single person's body is completely and utterly structurally different. Now, this differs from case to case. Obviously, members of the same family are going to share similar DNA to certain degrees, but at the end of the day, that genetic factor only matters so much, because we all grow up in different environments, and there's just a myriad and a cascade of so many factors that lead into building us into who we are in all the facets of the human conscious experience. So yeah, just some thoughts on that topic, just some ramblings and some things to keep in mind for yourself. I just finished editing the video. I keep forgetting to make these outros, so it's the next day actually. It's Sunday. Just chilling, taking a rest day, of course. Gotta let my body recover and recuperate for tomorrow. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. Stay blessed. I love you.